What am I recording?
Be my cameraman.
Oh my goodness.
Keep your fingers out of the frame. Keep me in frame, but also show what I'm doing in a dynamic and relatable way. And there won't be problems, Mr. Jason Cameraman. I got no energy for this. I'm all tired. I haven't spoken to the camera in so long as well. I don't know what to say. Working on some TruBore stainless, and I'm just going to quickly run through a technique. This is going to be a low effort video, but I'm just going to run through a technique and show you lot how to do a butt weld. So inside the pipe right now is a sponge, it's a plug. We're going to have to fill up a compartment here on the weld that we're doing with nitrogen gas. You can use argon, but nitrogen's cheaper. We're filling it up. You need nitrogen gas because it's inert, it doesn't react, and then you get a nice weld on the inside. If you don't, this is the results of a bad purge. That was me forgetting to turn the gas on. So, yes. For this pipe, I'm putting an elbow on it. So this is 10 inch pipe. The wall thickness is 2 mil. It is 304 stainless, and I believe that's most of the technical details behind it. Where's my mask? So the machine I'm going to be running is a Miller Master, what's that? Maxstar 210. All DC machines pretty much run the same. I'm going to be welding it 84 amps. And for tacking, I'm going to turn the final slope off. So, yeah, so 4 trigger on the torch. Initial amps, 10 amps, and there's no slope up, and then the slope down is around 5 seconds to a final amp of 5. I do a bit of pre-flow, not much, and post-flow, 9 seconds. I like the tungsten to cool right down before the gas turns off. So make sure that's off so I can tack. Again, here is 100% argon gas. And then I think this is going to go down when I push the trigger. A nice decent 20 litres a minute of gas. The torch, size 12 for the cup size. So the difficult part of this is just going to be tacking on the fittings. That is always the problem when it comes to TruBore. The fittings never fit. So bear with me as I try to put this on. I don't think I need it. You know, that camera you look inside there, you can see the compartment now that I'm about to sponge off. Again, another sponge. Obviously you should have all the right kit and gear, but you have to make do with what you've got. That's as close as I want to get it without melting it away with the heat. And then we'll turn on the purging gas now. All the way over here. Here's the nitrogen. I'm going to go pretty high again, above the chart, above 14 litres a minute, purely because the system that we got is crap. It is a crap system that we've got. So we're having to make do with what we've got so the purge works. Finally, tape it up. This is an unnecessary step, but you tape this up just to make sure gas doesn't escape. There's many different ways of taping things. I've got a little gap up here, so hopefully gas can escape through there. If not, the reason why the gas flow is high is because where it's a sponge, it's just going to naturally diffuse through the sponge. So we're trying to now fill this whole void up with inert nitrogen gas, and that will give you a nice silver coloured route when it, you'll see in a second what I'm talking about. Give it a little lick, see if I can feel flow. Nope. Even at that high rate, it's not coming through there, so that's okay. And now I'm just going to wait for it to fully purge. This video is going to run through some of the basics, because I understand for a lot of you lot, you're interested in welding but may have never seen this before. So I'm going to assume that no one knows what I'm doing. Now there's many techniques when it comes to this TruBore welding, but what makes it so difficult is that you need to have a proud cap as well as a route that penetrates all in one run, essentially. So what I'm going to do here, if you look closely, I'm going to be weaving at least 4 times and then dabbing some filler wire to keep it cool. Weaving 4 times, dabbing filler wire, and I'm just going to keep doing this to move on. I'm going to keep the filler wire inside the shielding gas, you know, so it doesn't contaminate the end, and essentially go along. You can leave the wire here, and then you just keep doing your wiggles and just working your way forward. That just takes a little bit longer. I can show you that technique later on another video or something, but this takes a lot longer. I rather do bigger jumps and dab and just keep moving, essentially. So I'm going to clean this tungsten now. Just accidentally snapped it off. Yeah, got a clean one on the other side. There we go. So 2.4mm tungsten. It's a red 2% foliated one, which I don't like using, but that's all we've got. 1.6mm 316 filler wire. This has been purging for a couple minutes now. I think it's safe to pull back, and I may do a little test weld right here to show you what I'm talking about. Now this is the only problem that I have is obviously where I'm working for someone right now and I'm using the stuff that they provide. I don't know the quality of the purge on the inside. I don't know if all of the oxygen's been removed, essentially. So it's always a gamble. So I always try to turn the gas up high and give it longer than needed and try to maintain, you know, tape and stuff like that. But it is a gamble as to the quality of the route, given I don't know what the quality of the gas is on the inside. We're going to proceed anyway.
Can you see it? Little weeds get the molten pool hot. There we go, now I'm going to start dabbing wire and moving forward. I left it a little bit too long, but let's recover.
So here's the first, just a little section. Now the colouring, there's debates and arguing. Obviously, the darker and the greyer the colour, the worse it is. Many people say it doesn't matter to a certain degree, and other people say at all costs you should have it nice and golden. With these shrouds here, I struggle to get it anything better than this. This polished up, you would never know. I don't know how it turns up on the camera, but it's more closer to a lighter, to a darker purple bluish color rather than a gray. So I'm not stressing too much about that. I can move over to the other side now.
But every time I'm dabbing the wire, it's cooling down the molten pool, and it's a fine balance. This is a fine balance. You pull for too long, you move too fast. Anything gives you too much penetration, undercut, no penetration. I'm trying to be consistent with my hand movements and the amount of wire that I'm dabbing in. But the pipe's under my arm now, and I'm going to try to rotate it around a little bit. Nope, there's not even any chance of it. Now we're fighting against gravity. The welds tend to come out flat when you're at the top. Gravity is not a friendly opponent. Go over the stop, little bit of wire, but I just want to fuse in nicely. Push the button. Now this is the ramp down. It's floating down in power. Finished. Now the post gas to cool this down. I can take it away early, and you can see how it changes the the color of it. This side is nearly done. See how much filler wire I've got left. Now, if I was at home, this would go into my storage because it's expensive to buy this stuff. But here, it gets chucked away. We don't need this. I could use 2.4 mil wire, but where it's thicker, it changes the dynamics of the weld so much. It doesn't melt so easy. It doesn't. It cools down the welds at a different rate. It does so much things different that I'd rather not touch it than to affect the weld quality. As long as this is up at the 12 o'clock position, so I can tie into it, all I care for.
So right now, this whole compartment is really hot with the welds that I've already done. The gas is getting hot. Now I'm at 12 o'clock. I'm really fighting gravity, which wants to keep this weld flat. So I'm going to add a little bit more filler wire into it to cool it down as I'm moving along, to try to maintain some kind of profile on the weld. But the further along you get, the hotter everything gets, and it just changes the dynamic of the weld even more. Again on the slope down.
So you can see the profile difference of how raised and proud this here is. And now this weld's a little bit wider, still got a bit of height to it. And then now it's starting to get a little bit flat on this point here. There's still a raisedness to it, but you can just see how it changes over the course of a weld. And you have to account for all of this while welding, really. Now the final little part. Let me change my battery quickly. And you may ask yourself, what mask am I using? It's a 3M Speed Glass G501. It's an air-fed respirator. If you're going to do stainless, Ali, MIG, carbon, any type of welding, you need an air-fed machine. Let's finish this off.
Yeah, I've moved back a little bit because I felt a bit of resistance as I added the filler wire in, which usually means the root isn't penetrating as well as you may want. How big my steps were just as I was in that weird, awkward position. And depending on the piping that you're doing, for the most part, you can do steps this big. You just need to make sure that it comes through nicely on the root side. So leave that for a second with the purging gas. Right now, just the same way how you see the color change happen on the finish when I take away the gas. If I was to pull the plug out right now, if the root is still hot, oxygen will get to it and then change the color of it slightly, just, you know, maybe on your start, stop, finish. So that should be enough time for it to cool down. Purge gas is off. And here's the moment of truth. The part that you, as every welder, you hope and pray that the weld comes out nice, because for the most part, who knows? I'd say that's okay. I'd say that's okay. There's a little dodgy spot right over there, which I hope has welded all the way through. But that's just your start stops, that can happen. So really pull out the big guns.
So when you're making pipes, you have to take into consideration how you're going to dam things off. This had this sponge on this side. There we go, more light came through. Where's the best? So I guess it's all the same really all the way around. So this stuff here is what you use to clean the welds. It's called pickling paste. It's terrible shit, but you slaver it on. Hopefully when the pipe's not hot. And then I'm gonna leave this for about an hour, and you can already see what it's starting to do. Leave it on for about 1 hour, come back, and it should be nice and clean.
You recording someone wash it.
Yeah. People need to know. You see what happens when you don't put enough acid on?
Let's not talk about it.
People need to know the process. Thank you, Jason. This is my cameraman. Thank you. Thank you very much. You can see how nice it looks once it's finished with the raised profile. Happy days. Happy, happy, happy days. I got more to finish off. Quick bonus part. So I've done the other two sides. We've run out of taff ends, so this is as far as this pipe's gonna go until taff ends come. Look, same one here. But yes, inside, let's check this out. There we go, much better. Much, much, much better.